Hi everybody, this is Crystal. So today I was just going to do a little comparison video on Lionbrand's Pound of Love versus Yarnspiration's Caron 1-pounders. Now these are not new yarns, they've been out for a long time. But I just wanted to see, you know, maybe if you haven't tried them or one or the other, maybe you just want to know a little bit about the difference. Now remember, these are only my own personal opinions. I'm not paid by Lionbrand, I'm not paid by Yarnspirations. I bought this yarn myself, so these are all just my own personal opinions on the yarn. So you never have to agree with anything that I say, but I'm just going to give you a little bit of insight on what I think about them. Okay, now they're both 16 ounces, 1 pound skeins of yarn. When you start off and you first see them, and you do the fill test, you can tell right off the Lionbrand 1-pounders are softer, in my opinion, than the Caron. They feel a lot softer. It's not that this isn't soft. I mean, it's fine. You know, you could wear it around your neck, but this is a little softer. So that's the first test right there. This one, the Lionbrand, is going to be softer than the Caron 1 pounds. Now I'm sure they both probably soften up after the wash, but initially you can tell that this one right off is softer. Now when you look at the labels, put this one over here so we can check it out. They are both medium weight number 4s, 100% acrylic yarns. This says 100% acrylic. This says the Lionbrand says 100% premium acrylic. The yardage is a bit different. Even though they're both 16 ounces, the Lionbrand has 1,020 yards versus the Caron, which has 812. So the Caron is, I guess you would say, a heavier yarn because there's less yardage, even though it's the same 1 pound. They're both machine washable and dryable. And let's see here. Made in Turkey. Lionbrand's made in Turkey. Caron made in the US from imported fibers. Okay. And then, oh, the hook size I was going to show you. Now, the Lionbrand says to use a J hook, and the Pound of Love recommendation hook size is a H of 5mm. So the recommendation is a bit different on the hook size. Now, when you look at the yarns, there's one noticeable difference that I think a lot of people will agree with me on, probably, if you've used this yarn before. Caron is thicker. Even though they are both 4-weight yarns, you can tell that the Caron is a thicker yarn by looking at it. Not a lot thicker, but it is thicker. And that could make up for the reason why there's more yardage. Even though they're the same weight, it could mean that there's more yardage in here because it's a little bit thinner of a yarn. So this is a very nice 4-weight. The Caron is probably a perfect 4-weight. The Lionbrand is a thin 4-weight yarn. But nonetheless, it's still considered a 4-weight yarn. Now these can be found pretty much anywhere that you want. There are a lot of places online, but we'll just go with the big craft stores like Joann's and Michael's. Now both places, they regularly run the same price of $10.99 each, but it's not uncommon. Actually, it's more common to find them on sale than not on sale. They're on sale all the time. Now their sales can run in between, I've gotten it for $4.50 a skein before. Sometimes, you know, up to $8 a skein. So the sales are just different, but it's not uncommon to find them on sale. So at $10.99 is not anything you ever even have to pay, because if you just wait, they'll probably be on sale the next week. It's one of the yarns that are like so common to be on sale, especially these, I think. Now there is a bit of a difference when it comes to color choices. Now there is a variety of colors in both of them. The Pound of Love has about 18 to 20 different colors available, all which are solid. Now the Caron 1-pounders, they have about, double that. I think a little over 40 solid colors. They do have a variegated, but they are not 1-pounders. They're just jumbo rolls. They have less yardage and they don't weigh a pound. But they still are big rolls. But just the solids, they do have like 40 or 45 different colors versus maybe the 18 or 20 that the Pound of Love. So you got a lot more choices with the Caron 1-pound to choose from as far as color goes. Either one of them would work well for pretty much anything that you wanted to make, as far as hats, scarves, blankets, tops, pretty much anything you wanted to make out of it. They're also really great for charity crochet, I think, because you can get them relatively cheap if you look online or just wait for a sale. And there's a lot of yardage, and both of them have a lot of yardage. 812, and this is the 1020. Now, I want to know in the comments, actually, you tell me in the comments, which one of these do you prefer to use? Now, I myself, I like them both. I don't have a problem. I'm not going to crochet with them. They both crochet just fine, and they both rip out just fine. There's nothing at all wrong with the way they crochet. The only difference really in them is this one has tons more colors. This one is thinner and softer. And it does have more yardage, probably because it is thinner, even though they both weigh exactly 1 pound. But if I had to choose, I would always choose the Pound of Love over the 1-pounders. Now, don't get me wrong, I like the Caron 1-pound a lot. I have a lot of 1-pounders. I just think, even though it is a thinner yarn, which I don't particularly like it being a thinner yarn, I can deal with that though. I think that the color, I think the way it looks a little nicer, I guess. And it's definitely, it's softer. When you hold them up, to me, it just seems like the Lionbrand yarn, this looks neater and nicer. Feels nicer too. Versus the Caron, kind of reminds me of Red Heart Super Saver, actually. Nothing wrong with that. I use Super Saver all the time. But whenever I go and they're both on sale at Joann's or Michael's, I usually choose the Lionbrand. But I have tons of these too, like I said. So I'm not picky. I'll use either or. Just if I was like, you know, someone had me in a corner and they were threatening me and they said, hey, you choose which one you want right now, I'm always going to pick, I would pick this one. I'd be like, okay, Lionbrand. But I do like them both. So it's just a short video. I just wanted to show everybody just kind of the differences in them, which there really isn't much other than, like I said, just a little softer, a little more yardage than this one. And it is a bit thinner. And I would definitely buy this one over this one. But that's not saying much because I buy this all the time too. So my opinions on this is they're both pretty much very equal. Very, very similar. Maybe this one is a bit nicer though. That's my opinion. Let me know in the comments which one you like better. And let me know if you notice any differences maybe that I didn't cover on them. And if you do use these, say you crochet for charity? I know lots of people crochet for charity. Is this a yarn that you would use and recommend to people that do crochet for charity? You know, that are wanting to start out crocheting for charity. Do you think this is, you can get these cheap enough and the quality is good enough to use for charity? I think that either one of them works well for charity crochet, actually. So that's just my thoughts. But I'd love to hear your thoughts on these two yarns. So let me know which one you like best. It's totally worth the money. I mean, when you get them on sale, like I said, you can get them on sale all the time. So never pay full price for them, because you definitely don't have to do that. But they're definitely worth $5, $6, $7 each. No doubt about that. Both of them are, because you got a lot of yardage and the yarn's just fine. There's nothing wrong with the yarn. The crochet is great. So that's it. So don't forget to tell me which one of these you like better. I'm going to take a poll and see which one wins. I have a feeling this one might win. But I could be wrong. A lot of people like this, but we'll see. Thanks everybody for watching. Bye-bye.